Welcome to Research and More. This video deals with the challenges early researchers face when trying to write a draft thesis. Do you ever find yourself in these situations whenever you want to start writing your research draft? You have read hundreds of articles, but you still find it difficult to start writing. You think you are familiar with the subject matter of your research domain, but your draft still gets rejected by your supervisor. You never had any problem writing assignments and reports previously, but you don't seem to be able to get it right this time around. Your head is full of ideas, and yet you find it difficult to write them down. You keep wondering, what went wrong? These statements are implying that research students may be very knowledgeable about a given subject or domain. However, many still find it difficult to write down what they know in the required format. They often find it a major challenge to develop the academic writing skills needed to critique and process information retrieved from empirical papers. Before we can start to learn how to engage in academic writing, it would be useful to know and understand the reasons why we find it difficult to actually begin the writing. The most basic reason could be due to difficulty in learning to master the processes in acquiring language skills. To achieve the ultimate goal of mastering any language, 4 language skills are required. The first process of acquiring language skills starts with listening to that particular language, which will lead to the ability to speak in that language. The listening and speaking process facilitates the ability to read. Writing is the most challenging of all the processes. Writing skills can be acquired only after the earlier 3 processes have been mastered. Reading and writing are interdependent, since writing is an attempt to transfer oral language into written form. Thus, we can conclude that writing is a process of converting our thoughts and ideas into written form. Fortunately, although writing may not happen naturally, it can still be learned through practice. Having all these skills will enable you to write out your assignments and other types of report and essays, but it still does not help much for the purpose of thesis writing. The writing skills we were taught as part of our education process are in the form of essays, which is generally used as an evaluative method of learning. The emphasis of an essay writing style is on the form and the mechanics, while the purpose of our writing in this case is to generate the contents. And it is not intended to make any evaluation or critical appraisal of what we have read. However, for students undertaking a research degree, essay writing style does not meet the purpose. Instead, we now have to adopt the academic writing approach. To be able to transit to academic writing successfully, let's see what academic writing entails so that we can understand the gaps we have to fill up first. Academic writing style emphasizes the substance or process of writing. Here, you are expected to be able to evaluate theoretical assumptions. You are also required to have the ability to construct and support arguments as well. You have to be organized in the presentation of contents through the process of elaboration and integration of thoughts. and perform a critical appraisal of the information. The main challenge during the process of transition is to develop an ability to translate and develop all information into critical writing by moving away from the focus on generating contents and neglecting the evaluation and critical appraisal. Basically, any difficulties with critical thinking and inquiry will largely affect your ability to write insightful and thought-provoking write-ups. The ability to critically examine contents from your reading will enable you to maintain multiple representations of your knowledge and generalize this knowledge to diverse disciplines and contexts. Academic writing tends to be more challenging than any other types of writing. However, most research students must engage in academic writing in spite of the challenges. If factors contributing to the difficulty is not addressed, it can bring negative implications to your progress. Factors contributing to difficulties in academic writing can be grouped into researcher-related factors and supervisor-related factors. The researcher-related factors can be further subcategorized into linguistic factors, personal factors, and methodological factors, while factors related to the supervisor are subcategorized into interpersonal factors and another set of methodological factors. Let us look at the researcher-related factors first. Lack of sufficient linguistic knowledge and insufficient content knowledge are often cited as the main factors affecting research students when writing their draft. Poor basic knowledge about the research topic or domain also contributes to the writing difficulty in the beginning. In many cases, students may not even have an idea of what academic writing entails. There may be a few who have an anxiety of writing itself. When embarking on research, some students may still have not developed sufficient interest on the topic they are working on. As such, they are not able to engage in the writing. All these factors often contribute to a reluctance to write. Another writing challenge faced by most early research students is their inability to move away from essay writing approach to academic writing approach. As such, they find themselves lacking in perseverance at the different stages of writing, drafting, and editing. Inability to transfer writing skills from contents to critical appraisal is also a factor. Some students are reluctant to write due to their inability to organize their thoughts while writing. Also, those who do not have prior exposure to academic writing often find the writing task stressful. Those who have low motivation to write may find themselves reluctant to even start writing. Factors often associated with the role of supervisors in motivating students to write are the interpersonal relationship and how they engage with their supervisees in the supervision process. Students may be reluctant to write if they perceive a lack of interpersonal relationship with the supervisor. It could result in students losing motivation to complete their writing task. Students expect supervisors to show empathy and are willing to listen to their problems. Students generally are not taught the necessary writing skills or not given proper instructions of strategies in academic writing. As such, they are not guided to do pre-writing, drafting, and editing. Insufficient feedback from supervisor is another factor that causes students to lose interest in writing. Also, when students are not given any goals before they start writing, they may not have the motivation to write. In sum, we can conclude that writing does not happen at will or spontaneously. Writing skills must be developed in a systematic manner. Students will be motivated to write when their work is reviewed and given objective feedback by their supervisors. Although you may have deep interest in your research topic, have a good idea of what to write, and possess knowledge of related contents, you still need to learn the process of academic writing. So, for us to be able to write our draft well, we need to identify and deal with specific factors that make our thesis writing difficult. How to develop critical writing skills will be shared in another video. Thank you for watching. If you find this video useful, please subscribe, share and comment so that more of similar videos can be created.